beautiful friends. It's Amanda here, and today we're talking about some Prime Day beauty deals that I think are actually worth it. We're going to go over some of my favorites from tools, skincare, and makeup, and I'm going to show you the things that have been my personal favorites. Some of these have been my favorites for a really, really long time. So let's start with tools. I think that this is a great time to stock up on some tools. A lot of my personal favorites that you've heard me talk about for many, many moons on this channel are really incredibly marked down. And I think it's always good to invest in your tools because it's something that you're using all the time, regardless of which makeup you're choosing. I have a few favorites on my list here that are both drugstore and more high-end or like prestige brand favorites. Let's start with one of those more prestige favorites. It's the 101 brush from BK Beauty. This has been my go-to foundation brush for, I would say, the past year, 2 years. I can't remember when I first started using this, but it's my go-to foundation brush. I use it almost every single time I do my makeup. We've got a really nice markdown here. This is usually $34 and it's marked down to just over 22. So 35% savings, and this is a brush I stand by, I use, I love all the time. So this is definitely highly, highly recommended from me. Another staple product, I've been using this for years. I think I first reviewed this maybe 6, 7+ years ago on YouTube, and I'm still going strong. I love this. I recommend it to everybody. It's so gentle, and it's something that, again, I use every week. Not quite every day. I don't need to use it every day, but something that is definitely a staple for me. This one's marked down a little over 30%, but keep in mind, this is a lightning deal, so this one's gonna sell out quickly. I'm gonna try to get this video out for you as quickly as possible. There's a reason why a lot of these products are #1 bestsellers. Just keep an eye on that tag. Next up, this is really a cult favorite. This is sort of an OG cult favorite product, the Paw Paw Wonder Blender from AOA. This is a beauty blender dupe. I like this even better, I think. It's definitely softer. It's already way less expensive than a beauty blender because you get a 6-pack for 12, and this is marked down over 40%, so heck of a deal there. The last thing that I think absolutely is a must-have for the Prime Day deals for tools are Real Techniques brushes, specifically the brush sets. I've had some of my Real Techniques brushes and brush sets for over 10 years, and after traveling with them, washing them, using them all the time, I still have every single one of them intact. These are by far the best brushes at the drugstore, and I would say these hold up to the same standard as a lot of my much more expensive brushes. I would probably grab a Real Techniques brush over a MAC brush 9 times out of 10. It's nothing to scoff at. If you're in the market for some new tools, specifically brushes, this is the way to go. Let's move on from tools to skincare. This is the best category for Prime Day deals, in my opinion. If you've been around this channel for a while, you'll know I have a very deep love of Laneige products, specifically the lip sleeping mask, the lip glowy balm, and the cream skin toner, all of which you can find on Prime Day deals for a better sale than you could ever get from Sephora. That's another time that I recommend these products a lot, is during the Sephora VIB sale. But these, you can get certain scents, flavors, whatever you want to call them, for 30% off. And the highest discount you can get at Sephora is 20% off. So pay attention to that too, because a lot of these certain shades, certain scents, certain flavors are going to be more deeply discounted than others. And I also think you should keep that in mind because some of these Prime Day deals are not better than what you could get from the Sephora VIB sale. There are quite a few things that I noticed that are favorites for me. For example, the Way hair oil. I wanted to recommend that when I first saw that it was in this Prime Day sale, but honestly, you can get it on a better deal from the Sephora VIB sales and some of the Ulta sales too. You'll be able to find some of these products for better price. So I'm trying my best to recommend the things that I think are actually the very, very best deals. And I encourage you to do that too. I am somebody who very much understands the pitfalls of getting caught up in the sale excitement, and I really want to just take a moment. Hopefully, this video will serve as a reminder to you that you don't have to buy everything just because it's a little bit marked down. Really take some time to focus on what do you need to replenish in your actual stash, on your vanity, in your bathroom, in your closet, whatever it may be. What do you actually need to replenish? And is this the best deal? That's really how I try to focus myself. And, I hope to encourage you to do the same. I know it's not easy. I know there's a lot of hype around these sales. So I'm just going to try to give you the things that I think are really, really worth it and are also my personal favorites. I am stocking up on some of these things. You'll see I have ordered these either from previous Prime days or a couple I have already reordered. Like my Bioderma, I just repurchased it today as I was filming this video. So, because I checked my closet, I don't have another bottle of this waiting right now. So, it is time for me to repurchase it. And this is really a good discount. 30% off, I think, is a pretty darn good sale. So, just so you know, I am trying to practice what I preach, even though a lot of these things are my favorites. I'm not going to buy them today because I don't need another one yet. Hopefully, making this video will soothe my shopping urge because once I hear Prime Day, once I hear sale, I start wanting to just go ham and put all my favorite things in my cart. So I'm kind of using this as a way to temper my own urge to shop. As I say that, I'm going to show you another thing that I just purchased as well, but this is something else that I needed to replenish my stash. This is something I use really frequently, not every single day like my Bioderma, but something that I pretty consistently go through. That's the Mighty Patch. It's just what I use to treat blemishes when they pop up, which thankfully isn't an everyday occurrence for me, but regularly enough that I buy the big patch. My spouse likes to borrow these every once in a while too. And this is something that I have repurchased many, many times. So getting it 20% off is a pretty darn good deal for me. The next thing I want to show you is my personal favorite sunscreen. This is from the Inky List, and a lot of the Inky List stuff is on sale. So if you're interested in this brand in general, Prime Day is a great time to do some exploring. Here's my Mighty Patch popping up again. They know what I order a lot, okay? But the thing that I want to focus on today is the Dewy sunscreen. I know I have spoken about this one many, many times at length on my channel, but this is 30% off an already incredibly affordable sunscreen. It's typically $15. It's on Prime Day deal for $10.49, which is incredible. This is something, again, I wear every single day because this is a sunscreen that I actually carry with me. This is the one that I keep in my purse all the time. Sometimes I'll be wearing my e.l.f. Whoa Glow or more recently the IT Cosmetics Hello Sunshine. But the Inky List one, I can guarantee you I wear every day because it's the one that lives in my purse. It's the one that I use to reapply. It's what I put on my body, on my shoulders, on my friends and family, and whoever is around me that needs to be sunscreened. I'm holding back from ordering another one because I have a lot of sunscreen right now, but I am very tempted, I'll tell you that. We're making good choices together. No hoarding backups. Okay, all right, let's move on to probably the least sexy, least interesting. This is the Eucerin Intensive Repair Body Lotion. I love this. If you have dry skin, if you live in a dry climate, if you need some serious moisturizing like I do, this is by far the best, most rich, heavy duty body lotion. I love this. I suffer so much from dry skin, even living in a humid climate. And I actually have Tina from the Fancy Face to thank for this one. She recommended this to me, and I have been hooked ever since. So grab it for under 10 bucks. All right. The last thing we're going to talk about is makeup. I don't have a ton of makeup deals to go over, but there are a few things here that I think are worth checking out, especially if you want to invest in something that is a little bit more expensive. The It Cosmetics CC creams are all on Prime Day deals, and I really love these. This is one face product that I have gone through and used up and repurchased, which, if you are somebody like me that has and uses and tries a lot of makeup, that is really saying something. I'm about to finish up my third tube of the original Your Skin But Better CC Plus, and I am working my way through one of these, the CC Plus Nude Glow. I actually like this even better, and I just like the lighter coverage, the more dewy finish. It's been a dry skin staple for me. If you don't like a dewy finish, or if you're just looking for a really full coverage, then I would say go with the original, which I also obviously enjoy since I've gone through so many of them. But right now, my personal favorite is this CC Plus Nude Glow. Just for your reference, if you're somebody that watches my channel, because we are of a similar skin tone or similar foundation match, I use the shade Fair Light in the It Cosmetics CC Plus line. Now, let's talk about another prestige brand that has a lot of great deals going on right now. That's Urban Decay. If you've been interested in exploring some of their products, they have some super good deals going on right now. Personally, I feel like I can recommend one head and shoulders above the rest because it's the Urban Decay product that I most frequently go back to. But in general, I just wanted to point out there's a lot of good deals from the brand, just in case you've had one of their palettes or mascaras or whatever on your list. My recommendation is the Hydromaniac Tinted Moisturizer. I have already talked about this quite a bit on my channel. I did a full wear test and review when it first came out, so I'll try not to wax poetic about it too much, but this is one that has stood the test of time for me. And just in case you need a shade reference for this one, I use the shade 20 Fair Neutral in the Urban Decay Hydromaniac. The last prestige brand I want to talk about that has a lot of great deals going on right now is Sigma Beauty. This is a really good time to stock up on their tools. They have some good deals on their brush sets. Basically, all of their products have some pretty deep discounts going on. I noticed that my favorite Sigma brush wasn't on Prime Day sale though, but I was excited to see this Angela Bright palette. I got to meet her recently, and she's so freaking cool that it makes me want to buy her palette just because I like her. So I may come back to that one. Let me know if you want to see a video with that. But the thing I want to recommend is this Renew lip oil. I was so excited to see that the shade that's really discounted is my absolute favorite, the shade All Heart. I've been talking about this nonstop since I got this shade back in April. It's been one of my purse lip colors, which you know is a very prestigious place to be. And I actually have mentioned it in some of my monthly favorites. I've worn it in a bunch of videos. This is one of my favorite lip products in rotation right now, and it's almost 50% off, which is quite the steal. Again, fighting the urge to buy a backup. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it, but you should get one instead, okay? Let me live vicariously through you. I have just a handful of drugstore brand items that I think are worth a second look during this Prime Day sale. These past few years, we've just seen an explosion in prices, and the drugstore brands are not immune to this. Of course, there are still some brands and some products that are staying under that $10 mark. But personally, I'm a big fan of the L'Oreal mascaras. This Panorama mascara is a more recent favorite of mine. A long-term favorite, also from L'Oreal, is the Lash Paradise mascara. And these both have around that 30% markdown. The Lash Paradise you can actually snag for under 10 bucks. I honestly prefer my L'Oreal mascaras over a lot of the really high-end mascaras that I've purchased in Sephora, or I like them just as much. So being able to grab these for around $10 a piece is awesome. And please don't forget that you are supposed to replace your mascara frequently. Those wands just I don't want to get into it, but as somebody who worked in the eye health field, let's make sure that we're replacing our mascaras regularly and not sharing mascaras, and just, maybe it's time. If you've had yours for a while, you don't remember when the last time you switched it out, maybe it's time. Just pop on over to Amazon and get a replacement just in case. Or get it from anywhere, honestly. Just maybe it's time. Okay, I'm gonna move on. Let's talk about the very last makeup product that I want to recommend for Prime Day. This is the L'Oreal True Match Radiance Serum Concealer. This is one of my top favorite new products of the year this year. I feel like when it comes to concealers, all I've been wearing in 2024 are this L'Oreal True Match Radiant Serum Concealer and the Salt New York Best Case Concealer. This is absolutely one of my must-have products. I don't want to spoil it. This is definitely going to be in the best of the year series once we get around to December. And right now, snagging it for 35% off is awesome. This is a really, really good price for this product, especially considering that it is a newer release. I actually use the shade C2 just for reference in case you are somebody who's looking for my shade. And I'll try to remember to link all of the videos where I've used these things in the past in case you want to see more about them. I would love to hear what you're shopping for Prime Day. If you're interested in any of these things, are you in the market for any of these types of products? Are there any awesome deals that you're shopping that you think we need to know about? Leave all of your thoughts down in the comments below. I always love to hear what you think about things too. And I appreciate you watching, and I love your face, and I'll see you real soon in my next video. Okay, bye!